In this world, you will go through some adversity. There will be trying times you'll face in this life, and it'll test your patience, your endurance, your psychological makeup, your strength, your soul, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. And in these times, you got to remain strong, and you got to remain real to what's you. What I mean is, you have to always focus on the end goal. You have to always focus on your creations, whatever it is. I know I got a lot of people that are like artists and stuff that follow me, and um, painters, people that do music, people that do like stage, like stage art and shit like that. Like a lot of creatives that follow me. So you guys know all about creation and how important it is, and how when you express your soul, whether it's through music, whether it's through any the type of art, it's like a certain feeling you get. It's a certain fondness for life, a certain fondness for existence, knowing that you brought a new thing into creation that didn't exist before. It's absolutely amazing. And the world we live in now, if you just look at certain homes and certain neighborhoods, it's like everything looks the same. It looks so dreadful. It looks so druid, or it just looks like something that's entering a dystopian novel, you know? You have these homeowner associations that say you can't do alterations on your own property, something that you pay a mortgage for, and it's ridiculous. It's like I was watching this one little YouTube interview, and this guy was fighting the homeowners association or whatever, about like painting his side of his wall, and he was just like how ridiculous that is, or like his peace tree he was trying to grow, and they said he can't grow the peace tree and stuff like that, and I'm just like, wow, it's like, is that real freedom? You finally buy a home, you pay the mortgage, you do all this, that, and the third, and you can't even do slight alterations because it makes the neighborhood, quote unquote, look bad. Like, what are these draconian, ancient type of rules and regulations, always to restrict the human's innovation to create? You know, you should be able, like, if you own a home, you should be able to have a picture of Darth Vader or Star Wars Death Star on the side of it if you want. Um, But I guess, you got to follow the rules and regulations, and everybody, I guess a lot of people just agree, you know, and that's another thing too. It's like, where's the fire in the hearts of the people? Where's the spark? 100 years ago, a couple hundred years ago, I guess, like when the Industrial Revolution started to happen, I think a lot of people started to get more like domesticated, if that makes sense. Like, look at the days of the Vikings, where they just did whatever the hell they wanted. The days of Julius Caesar in Rome, where they just made massive armies and conquered the world. They kind of were, they kind of just did what they wanted to do. Of course, the men of power do what they want to do. If you're just a regular everyday person, the baker, the butcher's boy, something like that, a stable guy, an armorer for the night or whatever, then of course you gotta, do your ranking, your duty, and due diligence. But I don't know, man. I just think that a lot of society, man, it's like a lot of people don't really think for themselves. I feel like, you can just see it with the political nonsense, the political back and forth, this, that, and the third, and how people are easily divided. They see one event on TV that could be orchestrated or whatever by, let's just say, deep state powers, and that's to evoke emotions, to evoke emotional response, and people just fall for it. It's like you can't be so quick to your emotions at times, even when times you think it's right or justified. You can't be so quick to them, because nothing ever good happens like that. You watch a political program, or you watch something and it sparks something inside you, then you want to act. It's like, that's probably done just for that to happen. Let's not play into the elite's hands and play into their games. I know it's hard not to, because it's like it's everywhere around you. It's on your TV, the media. You may have like um your uncle or something like that who's deep into politics, and it's like you don't want to piss him off if you talk about this certain thing. And it's like, I get it, but I wish people would, like, back in like the 70s, the 80s, 60s, 50s. You remember those people who used to like they used to like make cars that ran on water and shit like that. They had solar power cars like that. I'm talking like backyard adventures. That backyard scientists and shit. People like that. And then you had your like people like Terence McKenna's, like modern day philosophers who did their own independent studies, evaluation, analysis on different things in history. You know, whether it came to occult art, occult science, occult history, where it just came to just regular history and regular knowledge, and even deep knowledge beyond that. People like that who took their own time to study things and learn things, and they became multifaceted in multiple disciplines. I think we need more of that. Especially the young people. Um, because TikTok stars are not going to lead people to a political change. A TikTok star doing a dance, and this is what these kids look up to. I understand it. Because they make these streamers and these Twitch personalities so big and so famous and so rich, so they're very influential. But I wish those people would teach more wisdom and knowledge. You know what I mean, and more spiritual acuity. Or have an acuity and propensity to teach more spiritual, things. Instead of just showing people, how to do a TikTok dance, show them how to do financial literacy. Tell them what happens if they ever make $1 million, how much they pay on taxes on that, and how to lower the taxes on that. Tell them how to get, loans for their businesses to get that started up and running. Like teach them how to be independent from the system, you know, financially. You know, that's what I always feel. If I ever got rich and I ever got successful, I would like to teach people, exactly like exactly like what it takes, the steps and everything, whether you need to get like a lawyer. To say you're doing like you open up a business for entertainment, like a record label or something. Do you need to get an entertainment lawyer? When do you need to get an entertainment lawyer? Or when do you need to get managers if you need a manager? When do you sign artists? How do you sign artists? How much, just get the game on stuff like that, and if I knew how to do it, I would share it, you know but you see a lot of people get to the top and they kind of gatekeep and guard secrets, which is crazy. you know it's brutal that people guard secrets and stuff like that can actually be used to help people. you know I think financial literacy is very important, and I think owning something is very important. you know it's why I make melodies. It's why I do writing and stuff like that. It's like owning something. If you own something, you own it forever, and you can sell it however you want. And I think that's very important. It's why in the music industry they make rappers give up their rights and stuff like that, and ownership, in order for them to get that money, which is a big loan, which is a 360 deal, which is just bullcrap, man. Look into the 360 deal and see how foul that is. It's not a deal at all. It's robbery. It's straight up highway robbery. Some of these record deals offer. So it's better to try to sign yourself, but you have to build up an audience. You have to build up a fan base, people who even know who you are. Then you got to slowly, do your music thing, and it takes time, man. It sucks that it takes time, belief, and faith, and being around and just knowing the right people too. Sometimes you just got to be lucky at the right place, at the right time, at the right thing. And that's how my channel blew up. I was saying the right things at the right time to the right people. You know, and my channel just zoomed up. The last one at least. But yeah, man, peace.